Then many of the Jews who had come to Mary and had seen the things Jesus did believed in him. But some of them went away to the Pharisees and told them the things Jesus did. Then the chief priests and the Pharisees gathered a council and said, "What shall we do? For this man works many signs. If we let him alone like this, everyone will believe in him, and the Romans will come and take away both our place and nation." And one of them, Caiaphas, being high priest that year, said to them, "You know nothing at all, nor do you consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and not that the whole nation should perish." Now this he did not say on his own authority, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus would die for the nation, and not for that nation only, but also that he would gather together in one the children of God who were scattered abroad. Then from that day on, they plotted to put him to death. Therefore, Jesus no longer walked openly among the Jews, but went from there into the country near the wilderness to a city called Ephraim, and there remained with his disciples. And the Passover of the Jews was near, and many went from the country up to Jerusalem before the Passover to purify themselves. Then they sought Jesus and spoke among themselves as they stood in the temple, "What do you think? That he will not come to the feast?" Now both the chief priests and the Pharisees had given a command that if anyone knew where he was, he should report it, that they might seize him. Did Jesus come to bring peace or division? Check this out. We are in John chapter 11, verses 45 and 46, and it's talking about Jesus, he came and many Jews believed in the things that they saw that he did, but then many went away and they didn't believe, and they went and told the Pharisees. And the question, the thing that comes up in my heart and my mind going through this is that, you know what, guys? There's going to be a lot of division. Jesus did not come to bring peace among people. He came to make peace between people and God. And with that, that brings about actually a diversity, a fight, an argument amongst people, because some people believe in him and want to follow him and some people don't. And for you and for me, I bet you there's people that you're related to that are not saved, that don't love Jesus. And let's take a break today and let's think and let's set aside some time to pray for these people. Pray that they will get saved.
The Jewish high priest prophesied about Jesus.
Check this out. We are in John chapter 11, verse 50, which says, "Nor do you consider that this is expedient for us, that one man should die for the people, and not that the whole nation should perish." And it goes on to talk about how he was actually prophesying that Jesus, one man, would die not only to bring about peace and safety for Israel, but actually to bring about a peace and a safety and a salvation for the entire world from sin, that Jesus would pay for sin with his death on that cross. The last thing he said when he died on the cross was, "It is finished." Quite literally paid in full. The payment for your sin and my sin was paid for in full by Jesus' death on that cross. But it's not just a head knowledge that that's what he did. We actually have to ask him, accept his blood sacrifice to take over and to pay for your sins and my sins. Get right with Jesus today.
What if the government tells you to do something that you know is wrong? What should you do?
Check this out. We're in John chapter 11, verse 54. And it talks about now the chief priests and the Pharisees, so basically their government, had given a command that if anyone knew where Jesus was, that he should report it so that they could seize Jesus. The question, and it goes through a lot of our minds, oh, if the government told me to do something really bad against the Lord, then I would just tell them no. But what if they tell you in small ways? It's more tricky and more deceptive, and it's just little bits, and you're taking baby steps. We could fall into that. So I want to ask you guys to pray for wisdom and discernment, that we would know how to move forward with faith and love, how to be faithful and loving, faithful to God, obeying and following him, but loving to the people around us. I sure love you guys.